Hey folks, it's Mike Ryan, and if you're watching our show, you've probably known your boy has undergone a little bit of a body transformation, and I gotta tell you, Peloton has helped me on my fitness journey. It got the ball rolling for me because I watch my wife on the Peloton. She takes all these great classes. She has her favorite instructors. I listen to the music. I'm a big music guy. It gets me fired up, makes me want to take part in this fitness phenomenon known as Peloton. Peloton offers a variety of challenging classes, from 4-week strength building classes to running, cycling, and everything in between. Peloton will help you achieve your goals, and maybe you'll have some fun along the way. I know I have. It's backed by thousands of members whose lives have been changed. Be part of that group. Telling you, I'm better for it. Have it in my office. Sometimes I can put on the baseball game. Sometimes I can put on a soccer match. Some other times I'm totally locked in on an emo playlist. Find your push. Find your power with Peloton at onepeloton.com. Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
It's pretty rare after 20 years doing this that I get sort of stunned silent by something that's happened around here that hasn't been learned, even though Stugotz has lived among Latin people for 20 years. Mm-hmm. The first hour had a moment for me that I'm not even sure I concealed very well, but it felt like I was alone with Tony in the moment where you guys asked me how I got rid of the meat that Prime 112 sent over to our house as if you didn't know that I'm a Latin family person. Like, what? There is never a problem getting rid of meat at any hour that is cooked and it is well cooked.
¿Tienes un bistec? Voy para allá.
Tony, I felt so alone in a room full of people here. I'm like, are you guys from, like, have you guys been around Latin? You asked me a question I did not know how to answer because you're like, if you saw my reaction, it was like, what are you asking me? Like, what kind of, was I breathing that evening? Like, why are you asking me whether I could get rid of meat or not?
Like I said last segment, me and Stu locked in today. I'm pretty sure we both had the same visual of you giving a $700 steak to your dog.
That's right.
Yes.
And just being like, I'm not going to eat this.
right.
Yep.
Here,
How do you decide, though, who to offer up the $700
Hey,
steak
Foot.
to? Like, that's a special
Who
person
gets
in
here
your life.
first? Tony,
That's the thing.
Tony,
Special
First
steak.
come, first serve.
Yeah.
Oye, tengo unas cuantas cosas aquí. Tengo churrasco, silón. Tengo de todo. Ven para acá. And then you come in, you kind of, what I was saying, Zaz, was, I've got churrasco, I got churrasco.
Why'd you assume I didn't know?
No, just in case. I got all these things. You come over here and you pick what you want. And then Pepito comes over and he's like, Coño, ¿y este qué? No, that one's really good. Okay, me lo llevo.
I've got Foot eating like a 5-star meal.
Okay, I got it. I got your joke. You think I'm feeding it to the pets. We're all clear on what you're doing there. I want to ask Tony some questions because you guys didn't hear what he said on the translation. He picked up an imaginary phone, and the way that he said hello was, "You have steak, I'm coming." Like,
there's no hellos needed.
Voy para allá, because you got to get there first.
Exactly.
Like,
I knew that.
no, you guys didn't know that. You guys were hiding in
Voy
the
para allá,
shadows, and I know you like your steaks. And you made me feel alone by derailing the show by asking me stupidly, how do you get rid of the meat? I'm Latin.
Now we've elevated because now we have the group chat. So now you put the family in the group chat together on WhatsApp, obviously on WhatsApp. And then you go, oye, tengo bistec, ven para acá. And then you have the cousin saying, voy para allá. ¿Qué tiene? Vamos para allá. Like it's just a family affair, Stu.
Zagak.
Thank you. What is Spanish for Zagak? We're going to get to weekend observations in a second. Zaz is not here for your toughness. What does he care about your toughness? But the hockey playoffs have started, and while the games might not be any good, they're already penalized a great deal and violent.
Now that's tough.
You want to hear toughness? Let's hear toughness from yesterday's Senators-Leafs game.
Original penalty on the ice to Toronto, number 89, 2 minutes for high sticking. Ottawa, number 15, has 2 minutes for roughing. And then Toronto, number 2, 11, 25, 74, and 89 have 2 minutes for roughing. And then Ottawa, 43, 15, 22, 33, and 81 have 2 minutes for roughing. We're going to play.
First weekend.
That is playoff hockey right there.
It's the best sport.
All right.
It sounded like they were in the Roman Coliseum.
Number C, checking notes, by the way, for the people listening. He's looking down at paper. He's like, number 11, number 7, number 42. They've got 3 minutes. And then number 11, number 14, number 72. They've got 5-minute majors. We're going to play 4-on-4.
Zaslow, everyone is picking against the Panthers. This is the perfect spot. Look, man. This has not happened in our lifetime in this market where we have the defending champion. We have something that swaggers into the playoffs saying some form of, yeah, Washington, we get it. That's how you guys play during the regular season. That shit don't work now. Now's our time. We'll do that to McDavid. We'll do that to everybody.
We don't care about seating. We don't care about going on the road.
But the last 3 weeks, or ever since Marchand got here, the Panthers have limped to the finish line in a sport that's got about 12 teams where you're like, oh, good God, if hockey happens in any of those, if a goalkeeper happens in any of those, total chaos. And yet I'm guessing that Zaz comes in here today the way Lightning fans have come into their arena for many years before this, before being vanquished by the Panthers, to own Florida, the United States, and Canada in Canada's sport. This is Florida Panthers' time. It's not up for dispute. They are the reigning champions. They go into the playoffs knowing exactly what's required to remain champions, how hard it is. And everyone's picking against them. And I'm surprised by that.
I think it's because of the year Tampa had. I don't think you're almost saying it like it's disrespect to Florida. I think a lot of people have the winner of this Florida-Tampa series going all the way through the East. So I don't really take it. Tampa has just kind of been that hot team the second half of the season, so I'm not surprised people are going that way. It honestly makes me feel better. Like you were just saying, it's in a good spot. You don't want everyone picking you in hockey.
Oh, it makes me feel good too. Like I don't need them picking the Panthers, but I'm watching The Point on ESPN yesterday. They had Steve Levy and Mark Messier.
We are back.
And PK Subban, and all of them picked the Lightning to get to the Stanley Cup final. And if you don't understand what that means, it means they're also picking the Lightning to beat the Panthers. So Steve Levy is sus, and Mark Messier is sus, and PK Subban is sus.
It's been said, it's been noted.
Sus.
It's been said, it's
sus.
been noted. Where is that notarization? He's coming after ESPN people. That's ESPN on ESPN crime. It's why Samson was worried about putting you in a position near a microphone to begin with.
Well, look, it's not any kind of crime. I made a pick. They made a pick. I'm going to be right. They're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
No, but you're saying they all picked and that they're sus. You didn't just say they made a pick. No.
Yeah. If you pick against the Panthers, you're sus.
He's right.
Are we still getting things notarized? Is that still a thing? Yeah. That was always a ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me go to my friend's mom's house who is a notary. So my friend's mom's going to stamp this paper, and now it's official.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, Steven's mom. That's the difference here. Stupid process, always. My whole life, I'm just like, what? I have to get this, get it signed by who? Something official? Courthouse? No, not a courthouse.
Really?
Just Jack's mom?
Your whole life, huh?
somebody who's got ink in an office.
Now I can do something. Now I can go on this field trip. Because this has been notarized.
You know.
Let me get one of those stamps. I'll be a notary.
Do you understand what's going to happen?
There's a process.
What's the process? You sign up, you pay $50, and all of a sudden I'm a notary.
No, you can't buy a stamp. I don't think it's a labyrinth either, but you have to fill out some paperwork.
Look it up. Jeremy, I want to become a notary this week.
Okay. I don't think it can happen that fast.
Well,
And first of all, I think that you have to do work.
For $147, it could happen that fast, I believe.
There's notary packages on FloridaNotaryService.com starting at $94.
buy
Chris.
one.
Oh, really?
I want to be a notary.
That's a deal.
So hold on. You're saying that it just no. I will not believe that the only thing you need to make something legal and notarized is ordering it on Amazon, a $97 stamp.
I think there may be some legal issues too. Like if you notarize something that then becomes illegal,
There has
you're
to
on
be-
the
there-
hook
My
for
mom's a
said
lawyer.
thing.
It's fine.
There has to be a course or something.
There's a 3-hour online course.
I'll do it today.
Okay, thank you.
I will be a
3
notary
hours.
tomorrow.
There
I will
has-
be a
All
notary.
right, there has to be training. I knew there had to be something.
It's 3 hours,
It's a
though.
ridiculous thing. We can all agree.
Is it
I think so.
going through legally binding things to ensure that you're not trafficking in corruption?
Kyle's mom's busy today, so you're going to have to get it notarized tomorrow.
You know, you only get a 4-year term as a notary.
Wow.
How about that?
I believe notaries are holding together democracy right now.
They're not doing a very good job.
No, they are not. They've got no chance.
We need more of them.
Chris Cote's.
This is you. You need to do this as a patriot on behalf of governance.
Down the
on
middle. I will notarize both sides.
I want you to be on behalf of rules. I want you to stand strong, and I want 3 hours of content from you in the meeting to get notarized, because I believe you should get a bonus if you arrive tomorrow as someone who can confirm something, but officially notarized by you because you went through a legal process.
How strict of a notary would you be? Like, any friend that comes up and asks you, you're like, yeah, it's cool.
I'm going to take every case individually.
No, you're
I'm going to really see what's what, make sure my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted.
Oh, that's obnoxious then.
Yeah.
Florida is one of 21 states that requires a course to become a notary, but 26 of them require you to pass an exam.
Look, he's
so
out.
you actually have the
He's out.
easier way here.
So
There's
now
only, I think,
look.
3 that don't require anything?
Look at the child in nepotism. Nope, it's going to take work now. Not so interested in making sure that notaries save
He
time.
wanted
training
Dad just
course.
to hand him the stamp.
I'll
Yep.
take a look at see what works.
That's where it ends. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm familiar with this man's
I'll
work.
see what's what.
Yep. And this is the Meadowlark way right here. I'll see what's what, and then a cloud of smoke, and then nothing gets done, and we never talk about it again. It's his form of leadership.
Notarized.
He thinks I have not seen it. He thinks I don't see him.
I have notarized this conversation.
Can I do a class online that I'm farting around watching a Panthers playoff game and just having my
buy my way.
having my daughter click yes a couple of times, or buy a thing that just jiggles the mouse to trick people into
like
thinking?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. I promise. Tie it to a fan. The fan goes back and forth.
Do you realize how quickly that happened? How quickly we went from notarized, that'll be easy. Oh, Florida makes you take a course. I'm out. I'm not driving in my car and going anywhere.
Ooh, online course, Jeremy? Look that up.
It's a 3-hour online course. It takes 2 to 4 weeks to get commissioned. And then you have a 4-year run.
I'll do it.
Right.
Maybe not by tomorrow, but sometime this week.
What color official notary seal stamp would you like? They have black, they have yellow, they have orange, they have purple, pink, blue, and red.
Blue.
Okay.
hoping
I'll
you said
select
it.
that and move
All
forward
of
for
you are anti-notary. All of you don't believe in
It's
just having
It's
one.
obnoxious.
It really is.
What? Name something I got notarized that was like really important in my life, because I don't even remember what shit did we have to get notarized.
I got something
wedding?
notarized at my wife's school recently.
That's right, my wedding
Your
thing.
wedding.
That's right.
Your
Recently, though.
Shout out Alex's mom for doing that.
Your wedding.
Usually it's like a 2-for-1 though,
All right,
Dan.
so-
The person that's getting you married in the courthouse is also a notary, so you kind of get 2-for-1 and you go.
I mean, that's all right. I'll give you that one. But I feel like there was things in high school. I had to get shit notarized for, like, if I want to go on a field trip, if I want to play this sport.
I want the accusation levied loudly and proudly. What are you saying about notaries? State it clearly and once so we can all hear.
I just remember growing up, I had to do it multiple times, and every time I was like, why is my friend's mom stamping this thing, and now it's
not an
validated?
answer to my question.
I don't remember.
What are you?
What did I have to get? Like, you reminded me of the marriage. I guess that had to get notarized. I don't remember what shit I got notarized. I remember getting stuff notarized. I just don't remember what.
To Dan's point, say what you want to say and say it clearly. We all know what you want to say.
I
Just
want
say
to know
it.
what your thoughts are on notaries. Quit lashing out at me. Defend your position.
It's an unnecessary exercise.
They're useless. That's
The
what you're
most
saying.
unnecessary of
Right.
anything we do in society. We could do without it. If it just went away, notarized, notary, gone.
So overrated.
From existence.
So overrated.
Overrated. It's an underrated annoyance, actually. But it's an underrated.
That's a good point.
What's another underrated annoyance?
Locked in, Chris.
What do you mean it's an underrated annoyance?
What
do you mean it's an underrated?
Getting something notarized is underrated annoyance.
But if I say
really
annoying things, you're not going to think of that.
So you're saying
unless you're in it and you need someone to notarize something. That's what I was saying about the tooth.
You guys are saying that an underrated annoyance is a top 5 having to get something notarized?
It's the worst.
You
don't want to do it. Go get something notarized
The worst?
today. I'm going to hand you a piece of paper, and then you're going to go get it notarized. And that's going to make your day worse.
That's true.
It is. Do we have a notary in here?
Kyle's mom is available today if you need, though. I can get her to notarize it for you. Folks, listen up. They're here, and they're hot. Get ready, because Jimmy John's is turning up the heat. After years of perfecting the cold sandwich, toasted sandwiches are finally here. Try one of their 3 all-new toasted creations. The Toasted Chicken Bacon Ranch, all-natural chicken, creamy home-style ranch, applewood smoked bacon, melted provolone, fresh veggies, all on a perfectly toasted French bread. Good God, does that sound delicious. Or the Toasted Roast Beef and Cheddar, premium roast beef, melty cheddar, creamy horseradish sauce, crispy fried onions, fresh veggies, golden toasted French bread. It just keeps getting better. And the Toasted Ultimate Italian, salami, capicola, smoked ham, applewood smoked bacon, melted provolone, shredded Parmesan, fresh veggies toasted to perfection. Or take your favorite Jimmy John classics like the number 9 Italian Nightclub or the number 11 Country Club and get them toasted. Order now at jimmyjohns.com, on the Jimmy John's app, or stop by your local Jimmy John's today. Folks, the time has come to get some new golf clubs, and that means one thing: heading over to my local PXG store for a fitting. They make the best golf clubs. I'm telling you guys, I went there, in and out, efficient, the nicest staff. If you need to improve your golf game, if you want to scratch strokes off your score, go to PXG, get a fitting. Instantly, the irons fit so perfectly. You get fitted. It's quick. As soon as I got home with my clubs, I go to the range. I'm telling you, I gave away my old clubs. PXG is where it's at, guys. If you need to change your golf game, the fastest way to improve your performance on the golf course is PXG Fitting. The PXG fitters are highly trained, incredibly experienced, and have a deep understanding of how to optimize your clubs to get the most out of your swing. Their fittings, they're educational, they're fun. Schedule your fitting today, and for a limited time, you can save up to 20% off your entire order. Head to pxg.com/Dan. That's pxg.com/Dan to save up to 20% on your entire order. pxg.com/Dan. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan here to remind you that Game Time is the official ticketing partner of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. As you know, I talk about Game Time plenty on the show because I use it plenty. And the weather is warming up. It is a perfect time to take family or friends, a whole lot of folks. Take them to a ball game. But before you do, why don't you check out the Game Time app? Why? Because Game Time makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and the lowest price guaranteed. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. What if you're one of those fans that likes to travel the nation and go to all these different ballparks? Sometimes you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You're not familiar. Well, those panoramic seat views on the app, they certainly help, almost as much as that all-in pricing tab, to make sure there are no surprises at checkout. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Dan Le Batard.
Your history with him suggests 3 years of
Those are the
heatering out
heaters.
there.
Yeah.
3 years of heaters. But this Stugotz, my partner, enlivened by a sports
We're
team,
having sex, baby.
and Joe Mauer, yes, like this is the best version of him. That's what?
Stugotz.
No, you are.
Yeah. Feels good.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Let's do Stugotz's weekend observations. You're not even ready for it.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Underrated annoyance is Samson would still be number 1, right?
He's on all the lists.
Thank you. Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Dan, once extremely popular, his people turned on him. They killed him, and his death was a brutal one. Crucified. But you know what they say? They say you can't keep a good man down. And this man, he rose. And Dan, on the third day, just like that, make no mistake about it, Jesus Christ is back.
Big comeback.
JC, Son of God, the King of Kings. Also, Dan, it's your observation. I appreciate it. Sent me a little text on a Sunday. Enjoyed it. Speaking of back, the NBA second season. Speaking of back, the NFL draft. Speaking of back, Mel Kiper Jr. Oh my God, what a week. Pearl Jam. T-Wolves, Lakers, congratulations. Your series started. Nobody loves a mock draft like Mel Kiper loves a mock draft. You know what the M in Mel Kiper stands for, Dano?
Mock draft.
Wow, you're on it today.
Yes.
Also, I'll be on God Bless Football this week.
Yes.
Every time I watch hockey, I wonder, why don't I watch it more? Then the game ends, and I won't watch it again for a couple of months. Happens all the time. The Knicks going on a 21-0 run in Madison Square Garden. The Mecca. Hey, Pistons, welcome to the playoffs. The Jets play a sport that awards you 7 points per score, and yet the Knicks have more 21-0 runs. I hate them. Dan, we had a Christian Leitner-type moment over the weekend. You'll never forget where you were when Cam Payne saved the Knicks season. Where were you, Dana?
Is it on your list? Where were you, Games?
I was fiddling with my Wi-Fi. Gangster.
I'm taking it right now. If the Knicks win a title, they are going to pop the campaign. How about that?
That's good. I like that.
Thank you. It's mine, though.
You should try to trademark that. You actually, you know what? Pop the campaign is something that right now should be a T-shirt. You should take over.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
You should right now make sure to do whatever you need to do so that you're profiting off of. That is a great slogan.
Thank you. What do I do now?
You got to stop what you're doing.
Someone on the Knicks is on that, right?
You got to stop what you're doing, and you got to tell Angel, you got to tell somebody in our company that you've got a business idea.
Have to get it notarized for sure, though.
I mean, Sampson?
By David Sampson, probably. Yeah, I'm sure he's a notary. For sure.
So obnoxious.
Marvin Bagley Jr. with the rare half-court buzzer beater to cut the lead to 49. Also, had no idea he was on the Grizzlies. The Grizz. It was definitely Taylor Jenkins' fault. That team's a disaster. Ja Morant said, we'll never play worse than that. You can't play worse than that. Even if you tried to play worse than that, you cannot play worse than the Memphis Grizzlies played. Oh, Taylor Jenkins.
Were there any grenade celebrations from Ja?
I mean, they were down by 53 at one point.
So that's a no.
Yeah. If you look up swept in the first round in the dictionary, you'd see a picture of this Orlando Magic team. Team is done.
Put it on the poll. And they really are, right? Like,
and Carroll's really good, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Enjoy his last 3 games of the year.
Put it on the poll. Are notaries obnoxious at Le Batard Show?
Hey, Jesus Christ, if you have 12 apostles, you have none.
Whoa.
I mean, Dan, you know what they say. If you have 12, I mean, you don't have one. Top 5 people in sports who connote Easter. OLI, David DeJesus. Number 5, Hank Baskett. Number 4, Dan Pasqua. That's a good one, right?
That is a good one.
Thank you.
That is a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Number 3, Kareem Hunt. Number 2, Rich Eggy.
That's not right. That's ridiculous what you just did.
Yeah,
there.
update anchor.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. A 790 update anchor who worked for like 9 months in 2001.
The 6 people who got that joke think it's funny.
Thank you. I did it for the 6.
Not a one of them is listening.
Well, Grunfast might be listening. You got that right.
That is a joke that only works if you're Rich Eggy or Rich Eggy adjacent. And there are very
Guzio is cracking up.
There are very few people in our audience who are either of those things. Either Rich Eggy or Rich Eggy adjacent.
Rich Eggy adjacent is a funny term.
It really is.
Gout!
Number 1, Burke Badenhop. The Hopper.
Centerpiece of the Miguel Cabrera trade.
I know. Can you believe it? Running our company. Being mean to David. Probably should stop. Here come the Mets. The Mets, then. The Metropolitans. You noticed? Looks like we'll have to wait another year for Dan's dream finals matchup of Clippers-Pacers.
Oh, don't give up on it yet. Do not give up on it yet.
Fear not, though, guys. We still have the Rays. You're the weirdest sports fan, man.
Stugotz, Chandler Simpson's been called up for the Rays. He stole 104 bases in 110 games last year.
One of the fastest humans I've ever seen.
Can't get here fast enough. Rays baseball, baby. 7th best prospect in the system.
Wow, really?
Yeah. They called him up to the big leagues.
Can fly.
Exciting.
Harris English. The most British-sounding name of all time. He's from Georgia. The Thunder could win the NBA title, and I still wouldn't be able to tell you who their head coach was. Can you name him now? You don't know the name.
Stugotz. This.
Someone knows the Thunder's head coach in there?
This is a joke from last year. Yes, but it's hard to spell. I think
They're
a
not
lot of
gonna win it,
I
by
think
the
a
way.
lot of people would have trouble most people would spell it wrong.
You don't know.
I'm not going to take a quiz.
Anyone?
I think everyone.
No one.
No, you smoked out Chris Cote?
Chris does not.
Chris Cote's in hiding.
Yell all you
I
want.
have no idea who that guy is.
Mina Kimes on Celebrity Jeopardy. Mina, I'm proud of you. And it's going to pain me to say this, but you choked. Mina, do it in the semifinals, and then do it again in the finals. I mean, if we're being honest, if you think you might be away for 9 days, you pack for 9 days. What are we doing with Spolstra here? I packed for 9 days. That's why we won. I think I'm going away for 9. I packed for 9.
Would have been inconvenient if they packed for less and they had to go home and then come back.
It's inefficient.
Right.
What are we doing there? Anyway. Should I apologize to Mina?
To who?
Mina, I feel bad. I mean, we love her.
Well, what you wrote those and you read them and now you feel bad, but she actually leaned into it, physically leaned into it, and said to Ken Jennings, "Scared money don't make money." I couldn't believe, that was the most gangster of Wi-Fi things.
Jason Hayward, Padre.
Look at this. Can you guys look at this? Look at what we have here. Mina, I'm sorry, Stugotz. I don't mean to do this to you. I just couldn't believe that after losing this way, losing because her math was a little faulty, losing and tripping over the finish line, she still leaned into great confidence.
And you don't have to kick yourself, I think, because the way it worked out with Dave being the only one who knew final.
Listen, yeah, I would have been more mad if I had done the math wrong. And once I was like, all right, because that would have just been embarrassing. But, yeah.
Well, you made small wagers on who you ended up knowing on Nero, and then
scared money don't make money.
I take back everything I said.
I've never seen Mina that confident in my life.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
It was incredible.
She didn't choke, actually.
After choking.
Oh, you said it.
She's like leaning to the right, too. Super confident
That's
there.
incredible television.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Jason Hayward, Padre.
Padres are great.
But Jason Hayward's on the Padres. Hey, kid. Dan, when you've got 2 strikes on Juan Soto, you know where he has you?
Right where he wants you.
Right where he wants you.
He does.
He's incredible.
Yes, he is.
Oh, the Mets got a good one.
Stugotz, you wandering over to sports after 18 months is interesting.
Yeah. Been away, man. Operation Bloomin' Onion.
What do you think about Mark Dagnall, Stu?
Who?
Do you not know who that is?
No.
Just wondering.
How can you not know who that is?
Met? I'm easing into things, though.
It's a Padre.
Oh.
It's a utility infielder.
So is Jason Hayward.
He's not a utility infielder.
No. Utility outfielder, though?
Although everyone is a first baseman now.
Really crazy how that changed, huh?
Weird.
Huh. I'm embarrassed to admit this. I thought the creator of the White Lotus, Mike White, was the NFL quarterback, Mike White. Thought it was weird that HBO would give him a show. I did. I had under 11.5 runs in Cubs and Diamondbacks. It was 2-1 Cubs in the 7th inning. It finished 13-11 Cubs.
What the hell happened to that Phillies-Marlins game?
Baseball.
Javi Sanoja happened, Dan. Javi Sanoja, Tony. You haven't heard of Javier Sanoja?
That absolutely sounds like an ailment you can make fun of because no one dies from it.
Sanoja on my back.
Killing me.
That is absolutely an illness of some sort. That was not a Marlin. In fact, let's play a new game. Find Marlin names and let's find which one sounds the most like an illness.
Also, name the Thunder coach.
We just did. He just asked you.
Who did? Oh, that was it? Dagger, you looked it up. Daggy?
He bails halfway through the name.
Daggies.
I got a bad case of Mervis.
Leicester relegated from the Premier League to the Championship. Based on the name alone, I'd rather win the Championship. Wouldn't you? Premier, Championship, right? Seems bigger. Which is bigger? Premier? Tip of the cap to one Reese Davis on his new 7-year deal to stay with ESPN after being heavily pursued by Fox Sports. When you think of a class act, you think of Reese Davis. Also, Fox Sports, call me. Hey, Klay Thompson, here's your reminder that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. How much do you think Nico Harrison is rooting against the Lakers this playoffs?
Dan, did you see someone ask Klay Thompson after the last game in the locker room if he knew what the team was going to look like now, would he have still signed with the Mavericks? It's balls to ask that question.
If the Lakers win a title with Luka, they're going to build Nico Harrison a statue in L.A. I'm sure Maverick fans were devastated that the Lakers lost Game 1. Phonies. If the Mavericks win a title with Anthony Davis before Luka wins one with the Lakers, Maverick fans will still be mad at Nico Harrison. They are a bunch of phonies, those fans. Seriously.
What? We didn't understand what you said. What kind of fans?
They're phonies. The Maverick fans.
Okay.
I mean, they're rooting for the Lakers. They're rooting against their own GM.
There was not a better cameraman moment this weekend, was there? Nobody in sports had a better weekend than cameraman who went straight from Anthony Davis limping toward the sidelines to Nico's face on the sidelines, correct? That was of the weekend. No director's team, no television truck. This was what the Masters did last week with McIlroy.
That director definitely Jeremy-style fist pumped after that cut.
Right?
Like the director was just like, yes.
Yes, like that was just camera work, and Nico is sinking straight into the part. That is side-eye. That is official side-eye. That is his eyes trying to leave the frame, and the rest of him will get there in a moment because of how embarrassed he is by that's the worst thing that could possibly happen here.
I've got a bad case of Declan Cronin.
How many do you have? How many Marlins names would pass for illness?
Lake Bacher disease.
Ooh, wow, that sounds awful.
That's
it's kind of the best one I got.
That's pretty good.
What the doctor said, he said Lake Bachner. 2/3.
That's why you pronounced it wrong?
How do you pronounce it? I love watching a position player pitch in a blowout.
Do you?
It's the best.
It's always fun.
What?
I want it in other sports. I want like a punter to be the quarterback in the fourth quarter in like an NFL blowout.
You guys like that?
Yeah, they just throws meatballs.
The Jets did that for real. Tom Tupa was a punter who was their backup quarterback.
That was something the Jets did. But you guys, but the game is 13-4. Why are you even watching that game anymore?
Because there's a position player now pitching.
Throwing like 68 miles an hour.
Meatballs.
Well, you saw Ichiro came out there to throw first pitch the other day in full uniform and gassed it up to 84 miles an hour.
I like it. They should do that in basketball when you honor a player the next season he comes out in uniform.
If you're diagnosed with Lake Bacher disease, you're prescribed with Calquantril.
Oh, wow. It's unfortunate.
Can you imagine if one day the Heat retire LeBron's jersey, comes to center court wearing a Heat jersey? It's in full Heat uniform. It'd be amazing.
Every golf tournament should have a regular person in the field, just so we can see how hard the course is. Have a television crew follow him and call it AmCam. You're welcome. 80-20 my way. That's a really good idea. It's Taylor's. Seeing Dead & Company at the Sphere, the rare once-in-a-lifetime experience that I've done 26 times. But you know what they say, Dan? Every time feels like the first time. If something happens on the Dan Le Batard Show, you can guarantee awful announcing is going to write about it. How does that happen? Things you think about on a gummy while sitting in the bleachers in Evanston, Illinois at a Northwestern lacrosse game. Remember when the Astros had a hill in their outfield?
I do remember that.
That's what I was thinking about.
They had a hill in the outfield and the pole was in the outfield.
In the outfield. Yes.
Yeah, it was like 435 feet away, though. Like back then, it seemed impossible that anyone would ever hit
just put a hill back there. Nobody's going to do it.
Like, you guys do understand that was designed that way because of how rarely. Now that's where singles go to land.
But Jim Edmonds on that hill.
Oh, boy.
On the road.
So good.
Patrolling center field.
Whenever somebody hits a far drive that goes in the middle of the fairway, I have to turn to the person next to me and say, that dog will hunt. Taylor, who got that from Chris Cote. I've heard Chris Cote say that.
It's my saying.
It's not your saying. It's everyone's saying. And it's all people who look like you.
Either that or let the big dog eat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I can't make it. I have Tinoco.
I'm sorry. If you bet on the Devils to win a playoff game in the Bible Belt on Easter Sunday, what the hell were you thinking? Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.
Stugotz, I want to talk about the Lakers and I want to talk about the NFL draft. I know that people want to talk about these things, but you mentioned Taylor a couple of times there, and you also mentioned earlier in the show getting someone tickets. Who did you get tickets to? What?
I got Mike Ryan a couple of tickets for him and a few friends to the Sphere, Dead & Company, on Thursday night.
Okay, and so I have been sent a text here from an informed source writing, Stu said he got Mike Ryan tickets to Dead & Company. Mike Ryan had to pay for them. Can you say you got someone tickets if they had to pay for them?
Mike did have to pay for them, face value. I told him that up front. No, that's not really, I had access to tickets that were face value, and I got them for him.
Okay, but the question being asked...
I didn't get him tickets. I didn't buy the tickets. He paid for the tickets.
To answer your question, Dan, if you are getting me face value tickets when only second market are available, that is a hookup. That is getting someone tickets. I would consider.
I agree. I think Stugotz got him tickets.
So a source here, though, writes in that he did this to me with Knicks Heat when I asked for tickets for my birthday. He sent me a guy's number, and the guy said, "What's your budget?"
Really exposed your source there, Dan.
Well, he sent him to his guy, though, right? His guy was supposed to take care of him. The source.
I'm simply asking you guys for a clarification on something he's being accused of here, because I don't know what the definition of this should be. He's saying he got Mike Ryan tickets. Mike Ryan may say, yes, he got me tickets. Those are hard tickets to get. I'm asking because he's being accused by text of just hooking up. He's hooking up people with a guy, but those tickets may or may not be hard to get if you have a budget.
I think there are two forms of getting someone tickets. You can get them tickets for free, which was not an option for Dead & Company at the Sphere, or you can get them tickets that only exist in the secondary market. I think that's still getting someone tickets. Like he had no other way of getting them.
Yeah, I think if tickets are incredibly difficult to get your hands on, I've been through this before, to be honest with you. If someone is able to set you up with someone who can then get you the tickets at a regular price, you got them tickets. Yeah.
LeBron James and Luka in the first round, they get beat up in the first game at home by a Minnesota team that we all know is going to be more athletic and more vibrant. And I heard after the game something that I was not expecting J.J. Redick to say. The Wolves physically caught us off guard. What was surprising about that? Like, the main flaw you have here is they're going to physically catch you off guard all series because their size is a problem.
Hopefully for the Lakers, next game, Rudy Gobert will be out with a case of Veneziano.
Folks, listen up. They're here and they're hot. Get ready because Jimmy John's is turning up the heat. After years of perfecting the cold sandwich, toasted sandwiches are finally here. Try one of their 3 all-new toasted creations. The Toasted Chicken Bacon Ranch, all-natural chicken, creamy homestyle ranch, applewood smoked bacon, melted provolone, fresh veggies, all on a perfectly toasted French bread. Good God, does that sound delicious. Or the Toasted Roast Beef and Cheddar, premium roast beef, melty cheddar, creamy horseradish sauce, crispy fried onions, fresh veggies, golden toasted French bread. It just keeps getting better. And the Toasted Ultimate Italian, salami, capicola, smoked ham, applewood smoked bacon, melted provolone, shredded Parmesan, fresh veggies toasted to perfection. Or take your favorite Jimmy John classics like the number 9 Italian Nightclub or the number 11 Country Club and get them toasted. Order now at jimmyjohns.com, on the Jimmy John's app, or stop by your local Jimmy John's today.
It's the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite, and for many of those 50 years, they've been partnered up with the Dan Le Batard Show, back to our terrestrial radio days, all throughout national syndication, Pirate Face, where we are now. So grateful for that partnership because you guys know, we believe it. It's a beer for people who love their beer, and hopefully our audience loves their beer enough to always trust Miller Lite, like I do. From game night parties with friends, or a special anniversary, like 20 years together on air, celebrating important occasions means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite, the great tasting light beer for people who love beer since 1975. It's Miller time. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. Simply put, it just hits different because of those simple ingredients like malted barley for rich, balanced toffee note flavors and the iconic golden color. Oh, and that white can. Do I love that white can? 96 calories and just 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time is always a good time. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.